I had an idea about what a community was going to be, but I didn't have the first clue about how to put it into action and to make it work, really, even though I'd always wanted it. And so I think it took us quite a long time, and I think Jennifer brought a whole practical element and a good structures element, and so did Lizzie. And they have been the ones who've actually created, over the years, what we've needed, in conjunction with me. But I was definitely the one that saw, oh, we could do this, oh, we could do that, and oh, I can imagine this and I can imagine that, and I guess I'm still kind of that person.
I think it's the land that glues the community together, and also the shared idea of living a good life. Yeah, and it being a possible place to do that.
It takes everybody. It really takes everybody. Everybody has a part to play. All the kids, everybody. All the people who come, all the people who visit us, even like you know, makes the place sort of come alive and become itself. And it couldn't do it without everybody. And that's the magic, and you can't explain the magic. The magic happens. It's just, you can't, there's no formula for magic.
I think living in community is a tremendous privilege, really. Certainly living here, because this community has land and we're able to grow our own food, and raising a family here is an incredible privilege to see the kids roam free and play with each other and have that sort of tribal experience growing up. So it's shaped me in so many positive ways.
Really what holds us together at this stage is this place. We all have an interest in living kind of the best way that we possibly can together. It's been around the farm and the farming and taking care of the forest, and how do we make sure that this place is just run the best it can be, but also that we're living like all of it, like good lives, right? That we have good work and we're raising our children as best as we can.
Traveling, I met a lot of communities, lived in a lot, but I felt like there was a lot of kind of one generation, like it was just like a lot of travelers or a lot of young people just trying to figure it out. And so to have that multi-generation, I think for me is really important, because it just really puts everything in perspective, like what is important. And realizing that Lisa, she's been like working this land for 40 years, and so what we see today isn't just like, you can just create it. It really is like many years and many people working. So I think that's one of the things that makes the community really strong.
I've often talked to people about how much trust you need to have to live in community. You have to risk take, and you have to have faith, and you have to believe that what you're doing is better than what you would do if you were by yourselves, and that if we're looking out at something together, we can accomplish something together, which is much more fruitful than accomplishing it by yourself. Particularly in our society, where we're really taught to be singular and look after ourselves. It takes quite a long time to move into that other paradigm where you actually are looking out at the world together and thinking about the common good. And of course, I believe that that's the way we have to go in the society, and that we really need to be loving ourselves but loving the others and looking out together.
I think community is important because you grow up with people who you understand and you love. So I feel like I'm pretty lucky to live in a good community.
Well, it used to be Lisa's rent day, and it was how people paid back for being here. And we would have it at the house, in the house, or outside on the porch of the house, and whoever was around would come, and people would come from the area around and help too, and that's really how it started. And it has evolved into being a day that we spend together, and I think it's an integral part of our farming life together, because we get a lot of big jobs done on that day, and we also get to work together, and we get to eat together and play together, and it has been probably the thing that's really held us together, is having that day set aside for the community.
It's the day that we all come together. It's a special time because there we are, we're that unit. We are the farm and we are the community, and it's special to me because there's an opportunity for sharing of time and space with one another.
I really think that our gratitude circle is one of the most significant things that we do on the farm. It's like a real window into everybody's life, and it's this beautiful ceremony of gratitude.
I am feeling very grateful this morning to have such beautiful vegetables to work with for this weekend and for all of the hard work that happens out in our garden.
The gratitude circle came only a couple of years ago when we all started to have a little bit more exposure to different ways to connect with each other. Because it's so important, we wanted to actually bring in a little bit more spirit and a little bit more sharing, and have the Thursdays also, one of the intentions is to connect with each other on more like a personal level. And so the gratitude circle was introduced, and right away there was a change.
A lot of people say they're grateful for how many things and how good and how healthy the farm is and stuff. That's what quite a few people say. And it's fun because you get to hear what everyone else is grateful for.
I'm grateful for the swallows that have been right outside our door.
The feeling of making a difference in the world, that's a really important feeling, I think, for people to have. You've contributed to something that's made a difference. There's many Thursdays where it's like my little piece of it made a difference. You can see it, whether it's a giant pile of wood I split in 3 hours, or I did the recycling and now the recycling bin looks perfect and it's ready for more recycling. It's just that little piece, right? And within sort of the giant the mechanism of the farm, that little thing has to happen so that the cogs can keep spinning, right? And so that theme of contributing and making a difference, I think that's really the kind of the core of the community day for me. The Thursday is that.
And then you have the celebrational component, just of hey, we're together and everyone feels each other's energy, and it's wow, look, we actually are doing this and we're living together and we're happy, and I actually love you and I love you and I care for you deeply, and wow, and now we're having food together, and okay, we're actually living life.